We've had our roller garage door for over 20 years, and it was actually installed in our old garage before being moved into this one. In fact, the garage was built around the size of the door to make sure it fitted. Something I've wanted to do for quite some time is have remote control for the garage door. We have small remotes that you can operate the door from when you're outside it, to be able to open it to let the car in, but there's only 2 of them, and we now have our 2 sons are driving, so we want to have the option to have other people do that. And also, this is the Shelly Wi-Fi switch. It's rated up to 16 amps, but for this particular purpose we're not actually putting any current through it, because it's literally just a switch to turn on and off. So all it needs is the 240 volts power, which could also be 12 volts power. Just as a quick reminder before we get started, the one thing that you want to do before you do any electrical work is to make sure the power is turned off, and you see that's now gone. I've recently been getting more into home automation and installed some software called Home Assistant, which allows you to control various devices around your house. What I did notice was that there was something called a Shelly Wi-Fi relay switch that was available. It wasn't a lot of money, it was only £12, and by connecting that to the garage door controller, it allows us to be able to control the door remotely. We've got a Wi-Fi connection that this connects into, and an app that the Shelly system has. At the bottom of the unit, you might just be able to see it here, is a small red push button which allows you to open and shut the door by just pressing it, and that then triggers the motor. What I found is within here, that is connected to the circuit board. This is the Shelly device. You can see here the input and output, and the switch one I've ignored, we don't need that for this particular purpose. And then you have the live and the neutral, and literally just connect the wires in and that will get the device working. I'm just going to show you where we've connected it in on the circuit board. So here you can see this is the switch, and there are 2 wires that come out of it that we've tapped into to be able to connect to the trigger element of the Shelly Wi-Fi controller. The other thing that you need to provide to it is power. So we've got a live and a neutral. I was originally planning to connect it to the plug socket wire that comes in, but I was finding it very difficult to get additional connections in to this the board here, so I've just taken that straight into the plug, so this gets its power from the same plug that this comes from. The Shelly device is absolutely tiny, so even with a box like this it will fit in, and you can put the cover back on and the Shelly just neatly fits behind it, so it's absolutely ideal for lots of applications. So you can see here that back in place, just have the output lead coming out the bottom which goes off to the plug socket, and literally that's the installation on there. I'm just going to show you the next stage. Everything's been put back together now. We have the power coming out which goes up to the socket, and the Shelly device is hidden behind here quite neatly. The way I've set it is the switch still works, so you can still trigger the door from that, as well as having the remote app. So I'm just going to show you now on the Shelly app, and we have got the job done. And now everything's set up, we have the Shelly app, and you can see there's a button here for open and close. So that now allows us to open it, press it again, stops it, press it and it shuts it. So that is all controlled with that Shelly device, which is really great. So total cost £12.